Ever been in a school play? If you have, you know how easy it is to laugh and break character, especially when you're working with your friends. And you know how easy it is for the drama department to kick you out for being unproductive and disrespectful to the work of Tennessee Williams. Was that just me? Okay. Luckily, these actors weren't banned from the drama department, but like me, they were unable to hold it together while filming these famous movie scenes.
Well, sometimes you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom.
Jake Gyllenhaal has been a movie star for 20 years now, and his image has changed a lot in that time. He quickly proved that he was more than a teen idol, and by the mid-2000s, he was already a respected actor due to turns in films like Donnie Darko and Brokeback Mountain. In the 2010s, Gyllenhaal's work got even darker with movies like Nightcrawler, Enemy, and Prisoners. That's why it's so funny to see what a goofball he is in interviews, especially with his co-star Tom Holland.
I'm so strong! Except for my little hands!
But it appears, at least, from the Spider-Man Far From Home blooper reel, that this camaraderie was not invented for the press tour. During one scene in particular, Gyllenhaal is attempting to deliver a sincere line, and Holland has his back to the camera.
Can you see my face?
No.
Not at all, so I can smile?
Yeah, you can smile. Thank you.
Later, Holland and Gyllenhaal can't pull off what is clearly supposed to be a cool and important handshake. They mess up the take so many times that co-star Cobie Smulders can be seen shaking her head in the background. The King of Staten Island is an autobiographical dramedy about the life of comedian Pete Davidson. The film has a lot of dramatic and sad elements, but it's also very funny. Apparently, Pete Davidson thought so because he was almost unable to deliver this joke.
Not the tattoo restaurant.
Yeah, Ruby Tattoos.
For context, Davidson plays a slacker guy who lacks direction in his life, but is a talented tattoo artist. When confronted by his lack of direction, he insists he is someday going to start a tattoo restaurant named Ruby Tattoos Days.
Ruby Tattoos Days.
Get it out!
Davidson laughs at the joke so many times that someone, possibly director Judd Apatow, yells at him to get it together.
Sorry, dude, it's funny. Whoever came up with it, great job.
The Sonic the Hedgehog film was divisive to say the least, but I think most would agree that it was cool to see Jim Carrey back in full Jim Carrey mode as the evil Dr. Robotnik. Ben Schwartz's Sonic was also a highlight, so it's interesting to watch the bloopers since, as a CGI character, he wasn't there. It's the rare case where the title character of the movie was entirely missing from the set. Luckily, Jim Carrey was on set, as well as James Marsden, who played Sonic's pal Tom. And it seems Marsden and Carrey got along very well. In fact, Marsden looks like he's having a blast on the entire blooper reel. He goofs around with co-star Tika Sumpter, and even in scenes by himself, appears to be laughing up a storm. But Marsden and Carrey, specifically while performing a scene on Marsden's porch, can't stop making each other laugh.
I tracked a Sour Patch Kid.
It almost seems like Carrey is ad-libbing more and more ridiculous stuff to intentionally make Marsden laugh. Moving on, let's talk about another 2020 release, Bad Boys for Life. The first two Bad Boys films focused pretty squarely on the duo of Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowrey, played by Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. But this threequel introduced a new team to back up our bad boys. Part of this team was Rita Sakata, played by actress Paola Núñez. Though Núñez has appeared in American TV shows, she began her career in her home country of Mexico, and Bad Boys for Life was her first major American film. She absolutely steals scenes in the film, as Rita heads up a task force built to help the bad boys catch a master criminal. But even harder than catching a master criminal is pronouncing the word perimeter.
Marcus, as soon as you identify the shooter, we'll engage from the perimeter. Stop!
Also not helping was Núñez's co-star, Alexander Ludwig. Ludwig plays a hacker character named Dorn, and he can't stop laughing at Núñez's struggle. Núñez eventually got the line, but Ludwig still has trouble containing his giggles. Jerry Stiller was a legendary comic actor with a career that spanned decades. He was perhaps best known for his work on sitcoms like The King of Queens and Seinfeld. His son Ben is apparently also an actor. Never heard of him, but hey, good luck, kid. Sadly, Jerry Stiller passed away last year, and in tribute, this clip from Seinfeld was widely circulated. In the clip, Stiller is arguing with Elaine, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. The argument is obviously supposed to be funny, but Stiller's line deliveries are so creative and unexpected that Louis-Dreyfus just can't keep it together.
You want a piece of me?
At one point, Alexander rolls around on the floor like a bowling ball because Stiller is making him laugh so hard.
What the hell does that mean?
Eventually, the cast and crew were able to get through the scene. The final episode is pretty funny, but nothing can compare to the comic energy of this blooper. Rest in peace, you absolute legend.
He's quite a character, isn't he?
I watched a lot of blooper reels for this video, and I think the most entertaining had to be the one for Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. The reel is so full of familiar faces having a great time, and the movie looks like it was a blast to make. But at the same time, director Edgar Wright's signature style definitely took time and effort to achieve. For example, one shot of the film has protagonist Scott Pilgrim throw a package into a garbage can. This could easily be achieved in 2 shots, but Wright knows that it would be funnier if it happens in one motion, and the audience will appreciate that the shot was clearly landed for real. So, Michael Cera attempts to throw the box into the garbage 33 times before finally getting it in. I just thought that was cool, but back on topic. Cera laughs several times in this reel, but he's easily outpaced by Johnny Simmons, who plays young Neil. Simmons laughs in several different scenes, even when he's not the focus of the shot. This is best exemplified in a short exchange he has with Cera, which Wright makes weird and funny with his signature blocking and camera placement. Larry David's legacy on SNL will likely be his hilarious impression of Bernie Sanders, but during one show, while hosting, he also appeared in an instant classic sketch. In the sketch, Kenan Thompson plays a police cadet who's training in a police simulator. He shoots at armed criminals and avoids unarmed civilians, but is perplexed by David's character, Kevin Roberts. The sketch is very funny, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. In a rehearsal video, David is unable to deliver a single line without laughing.
I'm Kevin Roberts, and I have a very important question.
Even in dress rehearsals, the same night he's supposed to perform, David is laughing so hard that he's almost unable to breathe.
Kevin Roberts!
While trying to announce that Kevin Roberts got to second base, his face goes red and his voice enters a falsetto that I've never heard it reach. Amazingly, David managed to hold it together during the live show, creating an instant classic. Moving on, I have something to say, and I'm gonna say it. Stuber is underrated. This buddy comedy from the director of Goon follows Kumail Nanjiani as Stu, an Uber driver who's in a rut in his life. The movie has a light, improvisational feel, and the gag reel puts that into focus. In one scene, Stu goads Vic into doing an impression of him, and Vic does this.
I need a correct address.
Nanjiani is clearly surprised by Bautista's performance. Eventually, Nanjiani resorts to physically trying to hold his mouth closed, but even this doesn't work. It also doesn't help that Bautista is making himself laugh, also resulting in more takes. Luckily, the pair are able to hold it together long enough to finish the movie, resulting in a hilarious buddy comedy that not enough people saw. #release Stuber 2. It is of my opinion that Rose Byrne is one of the best actors working today. I truly believe that she can do anything, but apparently, I was wrong. Rose Byrne cannot stand on a metal grate in heels. I learned about this disturbing gap in Rose's range while watching the blooper reel for X-Men Apocalypse. In it, Byrne is meant to be standing in a pit atop a metal grate while listening to some explosion, but unfortunately, she's not outfitted with the right shoes for the occasion. Byrne keeps falling and making herself laugh, making it difficult for everyone to finish the scene. At one point, co-star Evan Peters appears to join in, pretending to slip on the floor as well. Eventually, this has gone on long enough, and Jennifer Lawrence cannot sanction this buffoonery.
She needs more comfortable shoes.
Okay, this last entry isn't exactly on topic, but I discovered it in a blooper reel, and I needed to share it with all of you. I hope you'll forgive me. Just pretend this video is called Actors Who Couldn't Stop Farting. That's right, on the blooper reel for the 2018 ensemble comedy Tag, the cast members can't stop blaming each other for farting.
Sorry.
No, please.
Farting on camera, pretending to fart, and farting more. Seriously, it's like half the blooper reel.
I agree, it is a little confusing.
It seems like something was maybe going on at the craft services table or something. It's kind of absurd. What was happening? Why are they so comfortable farting on mic? Whatever. I guess it's not as bad as that time someone farted on the set of The Master. In an elevator with Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, Rami Malek, and Jesse Plemons.
You gotta be kidding.
What?
Oh, I hope he was able to work again. In my opinion, the extra created one of the greatest outtakes of all time. Okay, so that was our deep dive into the blooper reels of yore. I learned a lot about celebrities' working relationships and about some of their digestive systems. I hope Hannibal Buress figured out whatever was going on.